Reflection inspired by John chapter 7, verses 40 to 52, the Gospel of the fourth Saturday of Lent. Temple guards are sent to arrest Jesus, but when they hear him speak, they are unable to bring themselves to do it. For they said, "No one ever spoke like this man." The question I ask at this time is, does Jesus have a word to encourage and help us in the context of COVID-19? The text that comes to my mind are words Jesus spoke to his disciples on the eve of his passion. He would be dead within 24 hours. His concern was for his disciples, and this is how he spoke to them. "Do not let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God still, and trust in me." Jesus understands how natural and how human it is to be concerned, to be worried, to be fearful. But he is gently encouraging us to resist too much of this, to fight against worry, against fear, and to replace it with trust. Trust in God, trust in the Father, and trust in the Son, in Jesus himself. Trust and fear need to fight it out, and that fight is best carried on in prayer, a prayer that continues until trust has established itself. And the battle may well need to be won again and again. This is also a time for prayer from the heart, from deep down within. When Jesus said, "Ask and it will be given, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be opened to you," he was speaking about heartfelt, persistent asking, seeking and knocking. The sort of prayer that we are more inclined to in times of crisis like now. St. John Chrysostom has said of such a prayer that it is a mighty weapon, an unfailing treasure, a wealth which is never expended, a harbour that is always calm, a foundation for tranquility. Prayer, he says, is the root and source of 10,000 blessings. It is more powerful than the empire itself. And he goes on to illustrate further what he means. A large gathering of clouds at first makes the air murky. But after the clouds send down continuous showers and empty themselves of all their rain, they make the air calm and bright. That's the example. In the same way, as long as distress and anguish stay cramped and compressed in our hearts, they darken our thinking. But when they are emptied and evaporate to the words of our supplication and the tears which flow from our eyes as we pray, they bring a great brightness to the soul. Why? Because, like the rays of the sun, God's help has entered into the soul of the one who is praying. End of quotation. Apart from ourselves, there is much to pray wholeheartedly for at this time. For the sick, for the protection of their carers, for leaders of church and state, that they make wise decisions, and for the many who have died and those who mourn them. Here at Termanbacca, we remember too our staff, our volunteers, our benefactors, all who come to the centre. May the Lord's blessing and protection be over you all. Amen.